mobile or on email would remain same. That means once it was verified, yes, this is your mobile number, this is your email address. For that verification purpose, they are sending to different OTP on different platform. Once it is confirmed at the time of that application, then now onwards the OTP on mobile as well as OTP on email are same. You can type any of them. Just press proceed. Then this is the my saved application. I started for applying a new GST number. Now this is status is in draft mode. That means still we did not applied. We did not submitted the application. The status is draft. Now we need to complete this one. We will press this edit icon. This is the form we are required to fill for the purpose of making application for our GST application. Now, first of all, business details are required to be provided. This is my name of the company, PAN. We can't edit this one. Date of creation of this PAN. Trade name. If it is the same, then nothing to be done. If there is some another venture I am required to done, then I can provide trade name. Sometimes what happens? Say I'm a proprietor. I'm Vikas Mundra. I want to start a business in the name of Vikas Mundra and Associates. So this is my Vikas Mundra is my legal name and Vikas Mundra and Associates is my trade name. Generally, if we have some different trade name, we are required to provide that one. If you do not have any different PAN number, we are not supposed to provide this one. Say I'm typing here MSPL. This is my trade name. Constitute whether it is a company, proprietorship, concern, etc., we are required to provide that one. I am a this is the private limited company, so I have selected private limited company. Additional trade name, if we have more than one trade name, we can provide another two. Name of the state selected by us at the earlier stage, so it is West Bengal. District is Kolkata. Are you applying for registration as a casual taxable person? What do you mean by casual taxable person? Anyone? What is casual taxable person? What is casual taxable person? What is casual taxable person? If you want a temporary registration number for a couple of days, max to max for 90 days, in that case, that person are registered with the GST department as a casual taxable person. If you are registering with as a casual taxable person, in that case, your registration certificate would be expired within max to max 90 days, or for the purpose how many days you are asked for the registration. Say you are doing an exhibition. Say I'm located in West Bengal and I'm doing an exhibition in the state of Assam. In that case, I'm not supposed to register. A full-fledged registration is not required for Assam, for the state of Assam. For 3 days, there is exhibitions. I'm putting a stall over there. I need registration only for 3 days. In that case, instead of getting a regular registration, I will apply as a casual taxable person for 3 days or max to max for 90 days. 3 or 90 days, whichever is lower, the registration as a casual taxable person would be expired after that date, after those number of days. If I am applying for a casual taxable person, in that case, I will enable this one. In that case, for which period I need registration? For which period I need registration? Say I need registration for 17th of Feb till 19th of the Feb. I will provide this information in this drop down. Select the appropriate days for registration. That should be maximum for 90 days. Okay. One more thing. In case I'm obtaining a casual taxable person registration, in that case, I need to pay tax before registration. I need to pay tax beforehand. That means I need to pay, provide the estimated turnover and my tax liability, net tax liability, and that are required to be paid immediately. That means before getting registration, I need to pay this money to the credit of the government. After that, we can proceed further. Estimation are required to be done. On the basis of estimation, we need to pay, we need to generate a challan, and then we are required to pay that money before going further for registration. For example, say I think my turnover for central tax would be say only 1 lakh. For CGST or SGST, both are 1 lakh, and then in that case I need central tax, net central tax I'm required to pay, say only 250 and 250. In that case, first of all, we need to pay this 500 rupees by using this generate challan. Here, a temporary number would be there. I will click on this generate challan. A temporary GST number would be generated. You can pay this money, then again came to this place. If we are not a casual taxable person, then we do not require to fulfill, we are not required to fill this number. So I'm disabling this one. Now, if you are under composition scheme, then too you can use this option. But right now, this button will not work for me because I already have another registration against which I did not apply for composition. So whether to go with composition scheme or not to go with composition scheme, it is on pain based. In a particular pen, if I have multiple registration, for each and every registration, if I'm going with composition, then it is only possible. If I need to on selective basis, if I want to apply for composition, it is not possible. That's why, since I already have another registration which is not under composition scheme, hence I am unable to select this button. Now after that, the system is asking for reason to obtain registration. Why I'm obtaining this registration, whether it is voluntary, whether it is crossing the threshold limit, that is my limit of 20 lakh or 40 lakh are crossed, my supply value across this limit. That's why I am taking this registration. That means it is mandatory for me to get registration. Or whether it is a voluntary basis, whether I am taking this registration because I have done interstate supply of goods. In that case, appropriate option we are required to select. Say I am getting this one on crossing the, if it is the case when it is mandatorily required, crossing the threshold are required to be selected. Then date of commencement of business, say I started my business on say 1st Feb, and date on which liability to register arise, say on from this date, I'm presuming my liability would be start. If I'm getting if earlier date or later date are required to be done, then I can select the appropriate date from these options. Then type of registration, if I already have registration with the GST, then we are required to provide the GST detail, the GSTI numbers for each and every registration under the PAN. Say I already have, so I am required to provide the GST number. This is the GST number, and this is generated, this is from 2017. If I have more than one registration, we can add more by clicking this add button. We can say if I am registered with central sales tax, if I am registered with VAT, earlier VAT, if I have registered with SIN number, etc. Whatever registration we have with the government, we are required to provide the registration details of those registrations. Okay. After this, we are required to provide the detail, a few documents. For example, for business, we need to provide, I selected, I am a company, so I need to provide an incorporation certificate to justify whether my constitution. I need to provide certificate of incorporation. In case of incorporation certificate are required to be uploaded, and that should be in PDF or JPG format, and maximum size would be 1 MB. If it is not uploaded, then we cannot go beyond this screen. I am selecting a dummy file for this one. Say this one I am selecting. This is not my incorporation certificate, I know that, but just for understanding, I selected this one. Then we need for trade name, whatever name we have selected, we are required to provide the proof for that trade name by using trade license. We are required to upload the copy of trade license. We can use PDF or JPG, and maximum size would be 5 MB. Say I'm uploading this one too again. Then save and continue. Okay, this is the company, so it is required to be done. Company SIN number are required, corporate ID SIN number are required to be provided. Right now, I do not remember my SIN number, so I will search from MCA portal. All are interlinked. This is the detail of the company. This is the SIN number. We need to provide the SIN number in the portal, and the registration date is 17th May 2020, 2017. No, it is 13. 17 May 2013. It is 17th May 2013. Then save and continue. Then we are required to provide detail of promoters, the shareholders, director, etc. We are required to upload all this data. Personal information, name. Say the name of the director. I'm getting this number from this site. Say this is the name of the director I'm using. Father's name. Date of birth. Trying a dummy date, if it will work or not. Designation, director, need director identification number. This one is the director identification number. Need to provide this one. Are you citizen of India? Yes, she is a citizen of India. Need to provide the PAN number. 1 minute. We have PAN number. Then we need to provide address, geolocated address we need to provide. Say it is informations are there. We need to fill this one. We need to upload our photograph. If it is not possible to upload right now, if you do not have photograph, then you can take a picture from this, clicking this take pictures. Instantly, we can take a picture and that would be uploaded. If I need to upload this one by using this choose file. It should be in JPG. Should be in JPG. So I'm select a JPG file. Yes, this one. Selected this one. Then whether she is authorized signatory, yes, then we will make it authorized signatory, save and continue. Locality is not matching. Do you want to save the detail? Yes. Now after that, since authorized signatory is this director is authorized signatory, we will make it a primary authorized signatory. Then we will again save this one, save and continue. Proof of authorization, we need to attach board resolution, etc. as a authorization. Since she is authorized, we need a board resolution for that. We need to add this one. I'm going to add a dummy page. Then if we have more than one, then we will add more. Authorized representative are not there. It is not mandatory to fill this one. If you have authorized representative, then use this one. Principal place of business. Now we are required to provide the detail of address of my principal place of business. Say it is again in 70055. Save this one. Kolkata. Locality is provide locality. Road. It is name of the premises. All are dummy. Okay. Then longitude, latitude will automatically are there. We are not supposed to type it. Then we need to select the charge. Depending on our address, the charge would be on Salt Lake. Then we are required to select the commissionerate. It is Kolkata North. Division is it is Bada Bazaar division, and range. We are required to select the appropriate the jurisdictional officers. Then this is the contact information we have. Now nature of uh, premises, whether this is it may be lease premises, it may be owned by the company, it may be rented, it may be shared, or it may be we are not paying any rent, but we have a no objection certificate from the owner of that premises. Accordingly, we need to select the appropriate option. Say it is owned by us. If it is owned by us, then we are required to attach electricity bill or legal ownership documents or municipal khata copy or property tax receipt. Municipal khata copy, that is known as mutation certificate, legal ownership document, that is conveyance deed, electricity bill or property tax receipt. Either of these documents are required to attach with this to establish this property is owned by Mundra Services Private Limited. If in this case, say it is a rented premises, then we are required to attach uh, rent agreement as well as rent agreement along with the electricity bill or conveyance deed or mutation certificate or property tax or rent receipt to confirm the person with whom I am making this rental agreement is the owner of this premises. To establish say I made an agreement with you for this premises. In that case, I need to establish you are the owner of this premises by providing either of this document, whether it is electricity bill or municipal mutation certificate or property tax receipt, etc. That means if this is not provided, then say we make an agreement, you are giving Taj Mahal on rent to me. So it is not possible to do so. in that case, we have a rental agreement. You rented a Taj Mahal to me, and I attached that agreement, that a copy of agreement with this application. So I need to establish whether you are the owner of the Taj Mahal or not by providing the electricity bill or conveyance deed or copy of mutation certificate or property receipt. In those documents, in any of those documents, your name and that particular address would be there. Then only this is possible. So that in case of rented premises, we need two documents: rent agreement as well as one ownership document are required to be provided. Be careful. In case we have consent, that is no objection certificate we have, in that case we need consent letter along with copy of ownership to establish the ownership, the same electricity bill, ownership documents, or mutation certificate or property tax receipt we are required to attach accordingly. Say this is the owned. In that case, we need to select the documents which I am required to attach. Say I am attaching electric bill. It should be in PDF or JPG format, and maximum size is 500 KB. Choose file. I'm selecting this dummy one. Then we are required to provide nature of business. Say I'm a wholesaler or retailer, what type of business I'm doing, we are required to provide. Say I'm a wholesaler, so I'm selected wholesale business. If I have more than one, then say I'm also retail, I'm doing wholesale as well as retail on the same premises, I will select wholesale as well as retail both. Then if I have more than one place of business, then I will select additional place of business, have additional place of business, and then I will provide the detail like this for the additional place of business too. Say I do not have any additional place of business, so I will not enable this button. Save and continue. There is some error. It seems the map service are currently unavailable. Okay, there is some issue with map service. So nothing to be done with me. That I'm again trying to save this one. Right now it is working. Okay, fine. Additional place of business. If I have more than one place, then I will add a more additional place of business. If I do not have additional place of business, I will bypass this one. Then comes to goods and services required to be supplied by me. I am required to provide the HSN detail of 5 top commodity which I am supplying and 5 SSC code. If I am providing services, then top 5 services which are required to be, which I am proposed to be provided. We are required to provide the HSN or SSC code of these top 5. Say I'm supplier of goods. Say I'm supplying. Just type the number. It is not like that. You are supposed to select from the table which are in the drop down list. Say this is the I'm selling this one. Then I'm also provider of service. Say I'm providing service of legal and accounting service. I will select this one. Then continue. Save and continue. After this, we are required to provide state specific information, like if I am already registered with professional tax, then we are required to provide employee card number and registration certificate number. If we have excise license, we are required to provide those numbers. If we that means any registration with the state department are required to be mentioned here. Say I do not have all these things, so I am bypassing this one. Then save and continue. Now authentication are required to be done by providing, say the name of the person is say Sana Munra, or the Aadhaar based authentications are required to be done by providing OTP etc. on this portal. After doing all these things, a verification would be there. At present, this is not, I will not verify this application because it is not an actual application. This is for demonstration only. So after this, we will select the name, provide the place. After authentication, we can use a post authentication. We can also use. And then we will, after doing this, we will press submit EVC or using digital signature. Then this application are considered as submitted. Then these applications are considered as submitted. The status, if all these steps are done, and we after submitting this by using OTP or by using digital signature, once all the steps are done, then the status of this application are changed from draft to submitted. These are the status will be shown, uh, changed from draft to next status. After that, we are supposed to wait for a couple of days. If there are few more informations are required or few more documents are required by the GST officer, then they will contact with us by sending email as well as SMS. We are required to provide those information to the GST officer by using the same TRN number, etc. by this application form. Then, if he is satisfied, he will grant a registration certificate to you. In case it is a regular registration, then the validity of registration certificate is not mentioned. It is unless and until it is cancelled, it would be it is not like we are required, we are not supposed to renew it, we are not supposed to reapply. That are not required to be done unless and until it is cancelled. It will be perpetual certificates are there. If in case of casual taxable person, a maximum validity for the certificate is 90 days. In this way, we are supposed to submit our registration application. I hope it is clear to all. Is there any question or any query? I have attached dummy documents. Okay. Anyone have any question, any query? You may raise. Additional place of business. If suppose I have at one place I have a showroom and another place I have a godown. In that case, I have two place business. I am applying as a showroom as my principal place of business, and in that case, my godown is a additional place of business. I am required to provide the information of that godown too at the time of making this application. So if my stock are found over there, then there is no objection to the department would be there. If I did not show this additional place and someone from GST department visit that place and find that there is some stores are there, some stores are lying there, in that case, they will consider this is not, that means we can say that is a don number ka maal. That's why whatever place of business we are using, it is not like that at single place we have showroom as well as godown. Sometimes the place may be different in the same state. That's why the concept of additional place of business are there. Okay, I believe this is the registration process. You able to understand? Don't use my pen number etc. for trying this process. This will create hurdle for me too. I trying to demonstrate the registration process, since this is a real-time site. Be careful about this one. One query is there: how many days does it take for the application to be verified by the authority and allot a GST number? If all documents are there to their satisfaction, then within 7 days you will get the email for registration. Once the system, if it is registered, the registration is complete, then an email would be on there, on your email ID. There they will provide your GST number, a temporary password, and a link to open the GST portal. So after after getting that mail, what step you are required to done? In that case, after getting that email for GST number as well as temporary password, you are required to log in here. Press login and then use this first time login. Instead of login, use this one. We have GST number, but we do not have login ID. Username is different than your GST number. In that case, if it is your first time login after registration, you are required to click over here, first time login. Click here. Here you are required to provide your provisional ID, GST number, then password, whatever the password shared by them, then provide this captcha code. In that case, after doing this, they will ask you your user ID. If that ID is available, then that ID would be provided to you. It may be anything. In brief, what we are required to do, first we are required to fill a small application providing my PAN number, my legal name, the name appear on my PAN number, state where I am supposed to register myself. It may be West Bengal, it may be Tamil Nadu, etc. And then one mobile number and one email address. Then an OTP would be there. Different OTP for different mobile as well as for email are there. We are supposed to provide that one. That means my mobile number as well as my email address were verified by the system. Then we got a TRN number, temporary reference number. We will copy that number, or we will store that number for future reference. Then we will click again register button. Here now we will use a temporary reference number as a ID, and then an OTP would be there. We will provide the OTP. Here mobile or email OTP will be same. We will provide any of them, both of the same. Both would be the same OTP. Then we got a complete application form interface to complete our application form, where we are required to provide basically there is a wizard manner application form are there. First, we are required to provide the company name, trade name, etc. The person who is director, etc. Then authorized person we are required to provide, place of our business, then address proof we are required to provide, state registration we are required to provide, HSN code in which we are supposed to deal, top 5 we are required to provide, then verify. That's all. Then we will consider the application are done. So, ideally, we are required to upload documents like photo of the person, address proof. We are required to provide Aadhaar number, etc. And for address proof, we are required to attach rental agreement or ownership documents, etc. And constituent certificates are also required to be updated if you are a company. Basically, we are adding 3 documents: ID proof, photo, and address proof. What if today have no any data to register? How do I practice Excel format? Which Excel format I am unable to understand? Yes, Abhijit ji. You are. It is not like that. You are doing buying and selling or manufacture any goods. Universal HSN code are not there. You are required to select the product wise HSN code. Okay, it is not activity wise. It is your product wise HSN code. You are required to select in which product line you are dealing. How can we change the password? It is very simple. For changing password, we are here at login. Use this forgot password. Provide username, captcha code, OTP would be there, and select the different password. Or which name goods will defined? Which name goods will be defined? You are supposed to search your HSN number first. If you have Aadhaar number, then it is easy to verify. If you do not have Aadhaar, then it is verification would be done manually. Physical verification would be there. Sir, if I have faced too many times, all the information are correct, still GST goes sent for clarification. We talk to them, they want commission. This is not the case. This is not the case. I did not notice all these things. Okay, so anyone have any question, any query from registrations? And the utility I have shown you, but today, since it was the latest version would be there, so it was not work because my sheets was not as per the latest version. The data is not as per the latest version, so it was not showing as desired. But more or less, the concept wise, the process is the same. Process would remain same. You are required to, first of all, we are making entries in our accounting software. From that software, we will generate an Excel based file. We are not, that is not, human interface is not required. Just by clicking couple of button, generally decent accounting software have that type of capacity right now. We generate that Excel file. After generating that Excel file, we downloaded the GST offline utility, then install that GST offline utility in in our system. Then we imported that Excel file into the offline utility and then generated a JSON file. After generating that JSON file, we uploaded that JSON file to the GST portal after logging into the system using prepare offline mechanism. Today, the bad day, it was not working, but generally 99.99% it works very smoothly. Don't worry about that one. Today, the version has changed, hence the data was not as per the requirement. That's why there was some issue. But once the structure was there, it works very smoothly. One doubt, while we enter CAPTCHA code, is there any need to put a space between letter? No, you are not supposed to provide any space. We are just provide the CAPTCHA continuously, 760179 like this. If it is alphanumeric 2, we are required to provide in simple without putting any special character or any space, etc. in that while providing CAPTCHA code. Is it clear to all? For practice, dear student, this is a real-time site. There is no exactly replica type of software are not there. If there is, then that is a proprietary software. There would be charges for those software, and that is not the exact replica of the portal site. So consider this thing. You are required to practice with real-time site only. That is the only problem in this e-filing process. Even in case of income tax, even in case of your GST, these are the real-time site. You need proper credential, login credential for doing all these things. And this is a real time. So if you submit all this information, then it will be considered as the person has submitted that return with those numbers. And moreover, GSTR1, after a couple of days, after submitting GSTR1, after a couple of days, it is not editable. Subject to GSTR1A, it is not editable. So keeping all these things in your mind, practicing on real-time site for students is really tricky. We do not have any alternate solution for these things. You can practice for TDS software. You can on offline tool. You can practice. That is not unless and until you upload the JSON version. It is nothing. You can practice on your offline utility of the GST. You can practice on the TDS software, but don't upload the data in the real-time site like GST portal or income tax portal. That is the biggest problem. No solution with this. Any other question? Any other query we have? And one more thing, suppose you applied for the registration. It is not like each and every time you need to use that TRN number, etc. You can search taxpayer, search tax temporary ID, or that means you can use this number. You can search. You can even though you are not logging, this search facility are there with you. You can search for your GST number, for other GST number, or for temporary ID. You can search from there. It is not that one. You can use this search tab effectively. Try this one. You will get a lot of information about your creditors or your customers. I believe it will not work. It will take in caps on board. This is the way you can search for any trader on the GST portal. This is the name of the person, legal name, trade name, same, effective date of registration. This is the jurisdictional office address which we have provided in this our like Salt Lake, etc. Whatever I provided. Then supplier of service, HSN number are this one. My company is registered for these HSN number. For providing commercial training and coaching, online information and data, legal consultancy service, and management consultancy service. For these HSN number, my company is registered. For my filing tables, my filing status is updated. I filed GSTR1 as well as 3B up to December quarter. So this company is good for working, and then we can have show return filing frequency. I'm a quarterly filer. That means you can search for each and any person, any GST number by using this tab. The basic idea you will get about that person from this table, from this search bar. If one paid more amount of GST, how to get refund in GST, sir? If you paid, say you are cash. One minute, I am going to show you. Say this one is my laser balance suggests my cash electronic cash ledger which we have. Say this one is the extra cash paid by me. If I want to get back this money, say I want to refund that money, I want refund of that money. In that case, we are required to apply. First option is that you can transfer it. Say this one is my CGST. Say my liability is under IGST. In that case, I can shift this money from CGST to IGST or IGST to SGST by using this PMT 09. Within the same GST number, I can transfer this within the tax. Say I have right now, I have CGST. If I want to transfer this money from CGST CGST to IGST, I am required to submit this form. This is the first way to shifting our payment from one tax to another type of tax. That one, if my GST number, in this particular GST number, I do not require this money at all. In that case, I can transfer this money to my another GST number. If that under the same PAN number, say under my PAN number, I have two GST number, and in first GST number there is a balance of 660. I want to transfer this amount to my another GST number. In that case, I will use this tab to transfer this money to another GST number under the same PAN number. It is not possible to transfer this money to GST number which have some other person's PAN number. That means I cannot transfer this money to your GST number because your PAN number would be different. It is only possible to transfer within a PAN. It is possible to transfer this GST amount to another GST number under the same PAN. If you want to take the money back, in that case, you are required to file refund application. Along with, if it is within 1 lakh rupees, then it is fine. If it is more than that, then a CS certificate are required to be attached, and then declarations are required to be attached, and then your bank account is verified, then you will get the money back. For remembering these steps, sir, you may provide some screenshot. Okay, till now we have discussed how to obtain a GST registration. In our next session, we will discuss that part which I am unable to show that from JSON to in the portal. I will show, and then we will discuss how to amend this registration certificate. If we have any changes of post registration, then how to amend, how to get the amended certificate from the GST department, how to apply. We will discuss about that one. Then we will discuss about couple of forms, like a couple of return more, like annual return, how to claim TDS or TCS. That we will discuss in our next session, and followed by few more chapters which are still there. Next session would be the last session in this series. If you have any question, any query, please raise. Else, for today, we will complete the session. We have couple of more, couple of minutes are there. Real-time site have some problems. We are with the real-time site, so we are used to with these problems while generating JSON file, while uploading that JSON file. There may be some issues. We are required to solve all this one. So be ready for all these issues while your practice. Whenever you start your practice in GST or TDS return or income tax return, be ready for the error. Be ready. Keep yourself open to accept. Yes, it is ultimately it is a system. There may be some error. There may be some differences in version. When one version is updated, there may be some issues. Be ready for all these things, and don't panic for all these things. Search it, find the solution, and then go on. That's the beauty of the e-filing in India. For certificate for these classes, I believe you are required to contact with your institute. I'm not the proper person, not the correct person to comment on this. Okay, there is no question, no query. Today, I'm going to conclude the session. If you enjoyed the session, please post your comment. Please post comment in this chat box. Sir, can we withdraw the amount in cash laser to bank account? Yes, you can. For that, if it is more than 1 lakh, you need CS certificate and one declaration. And if it is if it is more than 1 lakh, then CS certificate is required. And it is less than 1 lakh, on the basis of your declaration, money would be refunded to your bank account. Yes, if this is the case, I am not able to comment on this one. If this is the case, yes, they are supposed to pay late fee, etc. So in next session, we will meet again at 4 o'clock Wednesday. Thank you.
Shall we end the class, sir? Ended.